Right, I'm just quickly going to talk to you about balancing out your hook baits. I like to use double bottom baits quite a lot because I think two baits on a hair or on your D-rig or whatever is far harder for the fish to eject than a single bottom bait, purely because of the size and the clumsiness of it when they come to try and eject it from the mouths. But I also like to balance it out so that I can make that hook bait behave like the free baits around it as well, so that there's every chance of the fish sucking that up off the lake bed and it reacting more naturally, or being one of the first to leave the lake bed and head towards the mouth when the fish are feeding. So what I use is the 6mm Korda nut drill. I use the 6mm version because there is two sizes, but I use the 6mm because it's the smaller of the two available, and I tend to use sort of 12 and 14mm baits an awful lot. So the 6mm suits them perfectly, so I don't end up splitting baits and things like that. So what we do is we use the 6mm drill to drill about halfway through 14mm bottom bait, and then we take a section of cork that's the same size as the drill, so 6mm, and that's then pushed in to one of the bottom baits. The other bait is then drilled out exactly the same, and the two are then pushed together, so you end up with that. You end up with two baits like you would on a snowman rig, for example, except they've got the cork section in there which is taking away the weight of the hook, or however you choose to balance it. Now what I do is I test that in the edge on the rig before I cast it out, and if it's too buoyant I can trim the cork down, or if it's not quite buoyant enough I can drill into the baits a little bit more and add a bigger section of cork. But do make sure you check it in the edge before you cast it out, because you don't want it too heavy or too light. But for me it's a great tip and a great tactic, so give it a go.